You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello, welcome to Unstoppable Actors. If you are brand new, thank you for joining us. I'm so excited to have you here. I hope this is going to be the first of many episodes that you tune into, because I've got so much that I can share with you to help you become an unstoppable actor. And if you're a regular listener, thank you so much for always tuning in. I love having you here. I've had so many of you in the DMs on Instagram just reaching out, sharing what you love about the podcast, and I adore talking to you. It is so nice to be able to put a face to audience members of the podcast, because as I've said plenty of times, I have no idea who you are unless you reach out to me. And it is so nice to chat with you in the DMs as well and find out what's going on for you with your acting. So if you are a new listener, come and say hello over on Instagram. It's at Standby Method Acting Studio. Just drop a DM and say hi. So excited about today's episode because I'm going to be talking about something that is not often spoken about and yet is one of the most challenging things to do, which is start scenes. Lots of people talk about emotions and their character and script analysis and objectives and all the rest of it, all of that good stuff, which is really important, but we do not talk enough about how to start scenes. And also as well, what not to do when starting scenes. So that is what I'm diving into today, because I want to arm you up with the knowledge to make sure the scene isn't catching momentum and catching energy partway through, but that you've got it before you even step foot into the scene, because that is so important. Before I get into all of the juicy details with that, I've got something really, really, really exciting to share with you. And I've only told 3 people about it. And now I'm telling you. I think I might have gone a little bit crazy, but hear me out. So I know how so many of you really struggle with being in your head in performances. You overthink how to say lines, you overthink what to do with your hands, you overthink whether you're being hammy, too small, whether you're being truthful, whether you're being fake. And I know it's coming from a good place. It is simply because you want to do your best, don't we all? And I know you want to give incredible performances that are moving your audiences and really giving casting directors the spark that they're looking for so they can give you a chance, because that's what it's all about, right? So method acting has got me out of so many sticky situations in my own acting career. And I'm going to be talking more about these in upcoming episodes. And it's really helped launch the careers of my acting students. And I want you to experience the same. I want you to experience the confidence and the career boost that you get from method acting. So this is the crazy thing that I'm doing. I'm inviting you to come and join me inside the Method Actor Circle and soak up all of the incredible method acting exercises inside of the audition classes and the character classes for 1 month for £1. So basically, you can come inside the Method Actor Circle, watch all of the past classes that we've done, follow along with them, and you can also come along to the live classes we've got coming up in April and May as well for £1. How crazy is that? I know I've lost my mind, but I'm just really, really passionate that we get more new faces out into the industry. And that's you. I want you to thrive. I want you to have a thriving acting career. And so I've done this for you. So if you want to come and join the Method Actor Circle for £1 for a month, just go to bit.ly/the Method Actor Circle and enter the discount code MAC1. So that's MAC, which stands for Method Actor Circle, and then the number 1. And you can come and join us for £1. How exciting is that? Let's go back to starting scenes then. So what I often see is actors who will, before a scene starts, they'll do one of the few things. So it might be closing their eyes, it might be taking a breath, it might be sometimes even stiffening up, like tensing. And if you do this, I want you to know that I applaud you for knowing that you need to focus before a scene starts, because that's essentially what you're trying to do. And you do need to do that. We've got the method actors triangle. And on the method actors triangle, we've got relaxation at the top. So you need to relax first. The second point is concentration. So you know you need to focus. And then when you've got those two things in place, the final point will come into play, which is imagination. Your imagination will work. So I know that you know you need to focus. So that's incredible. Like, definitely always make sure you're focusing before scenes start. But often what's happening is when the actors are doing that, so they're closing their eyes, taking a breath, stiffening up, they actually don't really know what they need to focus on. And they're trying their best to make an emotional connection, which is commendable. That's what you need to do. But that's not a technique. Like, closing your eyes is not a technique. It just leads you to hit and miss performances. So I want to share with you a better way to start scenes. Now, what I'm going to talk about is not a new concept. It's something I've spoken about on previous episodes. But the first moment is the most important moment in any scene. And yet it is the hardest moment to connect to, because you are going from you, the artist, the actor, into this brand new, totally different reality. And it is a quick change, but it doesn't need to be a quick change. So I want to go back to a group of actors that I was training a few years ago down in London. And we were doing a scene from The Crucible, which is an incredible play. And we were doing the scene between John Proctor and Elizabeth Proctor. And it's the scene where John's been out at work, Elizabeth is at home, she's been cooking the tea, and she's been very cold to John when he comes home from work because she's still harbouring resentment from the affair that he's had previously with Abigail. And John feels judged and he feels like he's walking on eggshells. So that's what's going on in the scene. And then it's all the sort of aftermath of that and the relationship and the dynamics of what's going on because of that, those circumstances. So the actors were doing what I've shared with you. You know, they were standing on the edge of the space where they were going to perform and share their scene, sorry. I don't like that word perform, side note. It just makes you sound like you're a performing monkey and you're not. And perform means you're being performative, you're trying to do something for someone. And if you use that word perform, like, I'd love you to try and get away from that language and instead say sharing the scene, because that's sharing an experience, and we are, we're sharing the experiences of the characters. Anyway, that's a total side note. But they were going to the side of the space where they were going to share the scene, and they were doing some of those things that I mentioned, which is taking a breath. You know, that's all good because it helps you ground, closing their eyes, maybe stiffening up a little bit. But they were all just trying to connect to the emotion. And then when they went into the scene, it was nice. It was a nice scene. There was, you know, it wasn't bad, it wasn't hammy, it wasn't forced, it wasn't fake, but nice doesn't cut it. And not as an early career actor, because nice means you get overlooked. Nice is it's a bit vanilla. It's like everyone likes it, but it's not really that memorable. What I also found happening is it was taking them a while to actually find the energy and the pings between each other. The pings meaning those energetic exchanges, those emotional exchanges, those exchanges where nothing is said and it's done without dialogue. Like, there should always be pings back and forth, and those pings create an energy and a feeling and a vibe. And it was taking a while for that to really materialise and manifest in the scene. So we did the rampaging exercise. And again, I've shared this in previous episodes. We did the rampaging exercise because I needed them to get into the nuance of the scene before it started. I needed to get them into the reality and the circumstances of the scene before it started, because you simply cannot go into a scene cold. So for Elizabeth, the actress playing her has to know what it feels like to be deeply hurt and to not be able to let go of that and to keep mulling over it and to have lost trust. And for the actor playing John, they needed to know what it feels like to shrink yourself and to feel like you're walking on eggshells and to try your best but constantly feel like you're being judged and you're being criticised. And this is what rampaging helps you with, and it stops you playing the scene flat. And when you're playing it flat, that's when those pings are missing. So we start with rampaging. And rampaging is about connecting you to what the character needs in that scene. And we're simply repeating it. But what most people do is they get it wrong. They just repeat the objective over and over in parrot fashion, which basically leads to mechanical performances. So again, we're not finding those pings. And this is what happens. So I explained the exercise. I asked everyone, do you understand it? Got any questions? Nope. Okay, who wants to go up first and give it a try? So 2 actors went up. They did it. Yeah, there's a little bit more energy, a little bit more life, but it was still nice. Not enough pings going on. And then the same pattern was happening with every pair. So I got up and I showed them how to do the exercise. And I do this in all of my classes. I will always do the exercises where people are not getting it, or it's not quite hitting or landing, or I'll just do it first if everyone wants me to, because I feel like a lot of us as actors, we learn visually, we need to see things. So I get up and I show them how to do it. And I'm repeating variations of the objective using different language every single time I'm repeating. Sorry, I'm going to swear. So if you've got children around, cover their ears. But I'm obviously rampaging for Elizabeth Proctor. Sometimes I might call John a bastard because he has deeply hurt me. This is whilst I'm rampaging and it's not scripted. Or I might get my suppressed anger out at him, which is leading me to tears that I haven't allowed myself to express before. Again, I say this meaning I as Elizabeth. And then as I'm rampaging, I think, oh shit, no, I don't want him to see those tears. So then I suppress them, even though I felt them. And what's happened then is I've found a genuine energy and a genuine purpose in the scene, and I've got an emotional connection. And now, as I've already said, I want to hide the tears. I don't want him to see them. I don't want him to see how much I'm hurting, but I do want him to know how much I'm hurting at the same time, but I don't want him to see it, but I'm not going to bring it out first. Like, yeah, I'm going to try and suppress it, but it's so obvious. Now, this all of a sudden becomes interesting as an actor, because now I've got something genuine to play with. Just closing my eyes or taking a breath in or stiffening my body up can't get me to that place the way a rampage can. It also becomes interesting for your audience. Now they're eating out of the palm of your hands. Now these energetic pings and these emotional pings and these unspoken pings are flying left, right and centre around the scene. And it's gripping to watch. And as soon as the actors saw me do this and they saw the freedom they had with the exercise, they opened up. So it went from being this sort of flat, nice scene to being gripping, where it's like, oh, what's going to happen next? And there's ice cold emotion from Elizabeth, and then there's a suppressed rage from John, which were both hidden underneath but palpable, making the scene tense. And everyone doing their own versions of this. There's no copying, it's all unique, which is what method acting is all about. How do I create moment-to-moment unique performances? And what I've got to say is, most actors are giving themselves rules around how the scene has to be. And they're giving themselves rules when it comes to exercises as well. But these are just rules that they're making up in the head. Nobody said this is the rule of the exercise, this is the rule of the scene. And what these rules do is they block them. And I've found through my own experience of using method acting, and I found through my experience of coaching actors, that the exercises inside of method acting free you up. And rampaging is one of many exercises. And when you really surrender into these exercises and take these shackles off of yourself that you've placed on, and allow yourself the time and the space and the energy before the scene even begins to really connect into an exercise, the scene will go to places you would never, ever expect, with this emotion pulsating through it that can be felt like an electric shock. I hope you have taken away so much from this episode. But the biggest thing I'd love you to take away is to not put these shackles on yourself. Don't create rules that nobody's spoken about. And I want to remind you again that if you want to come and try this exercise, rampaging, we do it inside the Method Actor Circle, and you can come and join for £1 for a month. How exciting. And you can even watch me in the pre-recorded classes coaching actors through it, so you can watch it first before you actually get up and do it yourself. It's so incredible inside the Method Actor Circle. I absolutely love it. And I want to coach you inside there, so please do come and join. That discount code again is MAC1. MAC, which stands for Method Actor Circle, and 1, the number 1. and I've left the link underneath the episode for you. See you again soon. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.